Ladies and gentlemen, when I say mind your own harvest, I mean understand that the seeds you plant, the ground you work, the time you invest, those things are yours. Too many people spend their lives looking over the fence, checking how tall someone else's crops are, wondering why their neighbor's field looks greener. But they forget, the energy spent staring at someone else's garden is energy not spent tending to their own. Every day you wake up, you have a choice. You can put your hands in the soil, water the seeds you've been given, pull the weeds that try to choke your growth, or you can waste your daylight worrying about somebody else's growth. The truth is, no two fields are the same. You don't know the storms they've weathered, the fertilizer they've used, or the pests they've fought off. You can't compare your beginning to their middle or your middle to their harvest. Some people plant fast, growing crops. They see results in weeks. Others plant seeds that take years to break the surface, but when they do, they stand tall for decades. That's the danger of comparison. You might be planting oak trees while they're planting lettuce. Lettuce grows quick, looks fresh, but dies with the first frost. An oak takes time, deep roots, years of patience, but when it's ready, no storm can take it down. That's why you've got to mind your own harvest. Your soil is unique, your seeds are unique, your climate is unique. We live in a world where it's easy to see everyone else's highlight reel. Social media will show you the ripest fruit, the tallest stalks, the greenest fields, but it won't show you the nights they stayed up worrying about drought. It won't show you the failures, the pests, the seasons where nothing grew at all. You can't live your life distracted by illusions. If you keep measuring your worth by someone else's timeline, you'll abandon your field before it's even had the chance to bear fruit. Your harvest isn't just about what you plant, it's about how you nurture it. Patience, consistency, discipline, these are the tools of a real farmer. It's about waking up early even when you don't feel like it. It's about staying focused even when your neighbor is bragging about how quickly their crops came in. It's about trusting that the work you do in the dark will show up in the light. When you stop watching someone else's harvest, you give yourself permission to appreciate your own. You notice the small signs of growth you would have missed. The first green sprout breaking through the soil, the steady thickening of the stem, the roots digging deeper, unseen but powerful. That's the kind of progress you can only appreciate when you're looking at your own field instead of someone else's. Because minding your own harvest is more than ignoring distractions. It's respecting the process, honoring the pace, and staying committed to the work you were called to do. Envy is a thief of destiny because it takes your eyes off your own path and chains them to someone else's. It whispers in your ear that what you have isn't enough, that what you're doing isn't good enough, that who you are will never be enough until you match or surpass what you see in others. The problem with envy is that it doesn't just live in your thoughts. It creeps into your actions, your decisions, your habits. Instead of moving toward your own goals, you start chasing shadows of someone else's success. You trade authenticity for imitation, and in that trade, you lose the very thing that makes your destiny yours. Envy makes you forget the value of your journey. You start thinking their life is easier, their talent is greater, their opportunities are better. But you don't see the battles they've fought in private, the failures they've hidden, the sacrifices they've made that you may never be willing to make. You only see the reward, not the road. And while you're busy being consumed by their reward, your own road grows cold. Every step you take in the direction of someone else's dream is a step away from the future you were meant to live. The dangerous thing about envy is how it disguises itself. Sometimes it shows up as motivation. You convince yourself you're just inspired by them. But real inspiration fuels your own growth, while envy pushes you to compete in arenas that don't even belong to you. It makes you measure your worth in someone else's numbers, how much they earn, how many people know their name, how fast they reach the finish line. You stop asking what's right for you and start asking how to be more like them. That's how envy robs you quietly, steadily, without you even realizing it's happening. When envy lives in you, it narrows your vision. You stop seeing the doors that are opening for you because you're staring at the doors that opened for someone else. You ignore your own strengths because you're obsessed with matching theirs. You delay your own growth because you're chasing a pace that wasn't set for you. And little by little, your destiny drifts further away, not because it's been taken from you, but because you handed it over to the pursuit of someone else's life. Envy blinds you to your own progress. You can't celebrate the wins you've worked for because they seem small compared to what someone else has. You can't enjoy your blessings because they don't look like theirs. You can't recognize your uniqueness because you're too busy trying to fit into their mold. It's a thief that doesn't just take what you have, it takes your ability to even see what you have. And when you can't see it, you stop protecting it, nurturing it, and believing in it. Your blessings have your name on them, and that means they are designed, timed, and shaped specifically for you. They are not random, they are not accidental, and they are not transferable. What is meant for you will not fit anyone else the way it fits you. The problem is, too many people waste their time worrying that someone else is getting what should have been theirs. They believe opportunities are being stolen from them, or that success is a race where whoever gets there first takes the prize. But blessings don't work like that. A blessing with your name on it will not arrive at the wrong address. It won't land in someone else's hands and stay there because the design of it won't match their life. When you understand this, you stop living in fear of missing out. You stop rushing, forcing, and bending yourself into shapes that don't belong to you. You stop chasing what wasn't intended for you in the first place. The truth is, not every good thing is your thing. Some doors are meant to stay closed for you because behind them is a path that would lead you away from who you are supposed to become. And some blessings are delayed, not denied, because the timing isn't right yet. You might not be ready to handle the weight of them, and getting them too soon could crush you instead of lift you. The reason your blessings have your name on them is because they're aligned with your journey. They match the work you've done, the lessons you've learned, and the person you've become through the process. If you skip the process, you wouldn't even know how to use them. That's why you can see someone else holding something you thought you wanted, but it works for them in a way it never could for you. It's like wearing clothes tailored for another person. They might look good on them, but they'll never feel right on you. It's also why you can't copy someone else's formula for success and expect it to give you the same results. Their blessing came with their instructions. Their path had its own turns, setbacks, and detours that shaped them for what they received. You can follow their steps exactly and still end up somewhere completely different, because your destination was always meant to be yours. This is why comparison is so dangerous. It convinces you that what you have isn't enough and what they have is better, without realizing that your blessings are still on their way, in their own shape, in their own time. When you truly believe your blessings have your name on them, you start to walk differently. You work without fear, you wait without panic, and you celebrate others without jealousy. You understand that their gain is not your loss, and their win doesn't cancel out yours. You know that whatever is meant for you cannot be taken, rushed, or delayed forever, because it was designed to find its way to you and only you. Wealth isn't always money, and the sooner you understand that, the richer your life becomes. Too many people measure success by a bank balance, by the size of a house, by the price tag on a car, or by the designer label stitched into their clothes. But true wealth is not just about what you can deposit in a bank, it's about what you can deposit into your soul, your relationships, your health, and your peace of mind. Money can buy comfort, but it can't buy meaning. It can purchase convenience, but it can't purchase fulfillment. There are people with millions in the bank who can't sleep at night, who feel empty when they wake up, who are surrounded by luxury but starving for love, purpose, or joy. Wealth can be the laughter of your children at the dinner table, the quiet of a morning when the sun is just rising, the strength in your body when you're healthy and able to do the things you love. It can be the trust you've built with people who will stand by you when life gets hard, the wisdom you've gained from years of lessons, the sense of freedom that comes when you're not tied to fear or comparison. These are the kinds of riches no market crash can take away, no thief can steal, no inflation can touch. The problem is, society pushes a narrow definition of wealth. It teaches you to grind endlessly for more money, to chase the next promotion, the next deal, the next zero on the paycheck, without ever asking if the cost is worth it. You can gain the whole world and lose yourself in the process. You can be financially rich but emotionally bankrupt, spiritually empty, mentally exhausted. True wealth is balanced. It's knowing when to work hard, when to rest, when to give, and when to simply be present in the moment you're living. You can see this truth in people who live with very little but seem to have everything. They laugh more, love more, and sleep better than those who have more than they could ever spend. They understand that wealth is in the way you experience life, not just in the things you collect. A rich life can be built on gratitude, on deep connections, on the ability to find joy in small things. Money has its place. It's a tool, and like any tool, it can be used well or poorly. It can build or it can destroy, depending on the hands it's in and the heart that guides it. But if you think money alone defines wealth, you'll spend your life chasing a finish line that keeps moving. You'll sacrifice time, health, relationships, and peace in the name of a number that can never truly fill you. Real wealth is layered. It's financial stability, yes, but it's also emotional strength, spiritual grounding, physical health, and the ability to wake up each day with a sense of purpose.